right, so check it out. Now, I know this is probably going to frustrate a lot of my evangelical friends this morning, but I feel like this is a really important conversation to have, because some of us were taught that divine inspiration meant that the Bible dropped straight from the sky, like from the clouds above, straight to the pens of the saints. And because of that, it's some kind of divine instruction manual, like this picture perfect blueprint or moral roadmap that if we follow just right, it would earn us God's favor and keep the divine from smiting us into oblivion. We were told that the Bible was very clear, very authoritative, and absolute. And if anybody ever questioned that, if anybody asked too many questions about it or saw too many contradictions, then they were somehow attacking these holy scriptures instead of just obeying what we read. We were told that when we pointed out these glaring inconsistencies, that we were somehow undermining truth, absolute truth. And so as a result, we were trained instead to defend these texts. We even had a word for it. It's called apologetics. It was fragile, the Bible somehow needed our protection. But for many of us, even these defenses that we were taught and that we were handed, they didn't hold up. And here's why. Because we actually read it. Not just the memory verses and not just the flannel graph stories, but the whole thing. And when we opened up the scriptures, we found some crazy stuff in there. Stuff that seemed like genocides of entire people groups and very clear oppression of women and children in barbaric fashion. And then we found poems that were written by people who were clearly struggling with their own doubts and frustration and rage. And then we saw parables being used that refused to make clean sense. And then we even see differing accounts of the same stories in the text. All of this in the Bible. We even found this clear evolution within its pages where this people group was evolving and growing and changing and fumbling forward in how they understood God. It was clear. So if I haven't lost you yet, now would be the moment to tune back in. Somewhere in those messy pages, we realize something, and it's something stunning and beautiful. It's that the Bible isn't a rule book. It's not an owner's manual. It's not like some choose your own adventure guide for getting into heaven. It's an epic and incredible story. A story written across numerous time periods and languages and geographical settings. It's the sacred, gritty, holy story of how people across generations in wildly different cultures with limited understanding and open wounds tried to make sense of the divine. And here's the thing. They didn't always get it right. And that's okay. Because as one of my favorite authors puts it, God lets his children tell the story. And children, bless their hearts, see the world through a very limited gaze. And that limitation didn't pause when the scriptures were being penned. Think about it. When children write, they describe their parents not with total accuracy, but with love, with some projection, and with devotion. A second grader might explain what their mom does all day by saying something like this. Well, she makes snacks and she hugs me and she works on the computer and makes everything better. And here's the truth. There's truth in that, deep truth. Nobody's denying that. But it's not complete. It's not wrong. It's just partial, based on limited perspectives. That's how the Bible works too. I like how one scripture writer puts it. He says, his ways are higher than our ways, and his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. And that was true of those who were writing the pages of our sacred texts as well. The ancient Israelites weren't just old-timey versions of modern evangelicals. You can't just lay one right over the other. They didn't drive pickup trucks or vote Republican or do their quiet times every morning while listening to elevation worship on their Bluetooth speakers. They were ancient people with ancient minds, seeing through their own cultural lenses and doing the very best they could with what they knew. So when we read their stories, we honor them well, not by flattening their experience into our worldview, but by seeking to understand theirs. By asking, I wonder what they were trying to say. I wonder why they told the story this way. I wonder what was going on in their world that shaped their view of God to look like this. And then, as a result, looking to see if there are any implications for the here and now. To read the Bible in a healthy way means to let it be what it is, a collection of voices in conversation. Sometimes those voices are in harmony, and sometimes those voices are in contradiction, and sometimes they're in complete confusion. And listen to me, that's not a problem to solve. That's actually the point. That people throughout history and even across demographics today encounter and experience the divine in a multitude of ways and from varying perspectives. Trying to force the Bible to fit into your own expectations, neat, tidy, inerrant, and ready for battle, isn't reverence. It's fear. Fear of uncertainty, fear of mystery, and fear of losing control. But faith isn't certainty. Faith is trust in spite of the uncertainty, but not a blind trust, a trust that's hitched to a pursuit rooted in curiosity along the way. So what if we stopped treating the Bible like it was a cosmic textbook and instead started treating it like it was a sacred invitation, an invitation to wrestle and wonder and listen in on a centuries-long conversation between God and humanity? That's how we take the Bible seriously, not by defending it, not by insisting on its literalism, but by engaging it and letting it read us as much as we read it. I don't know. Food for thought.